Shall we begin?
Ryasuke here, salutations, and this is Klash Warlocke Watcher number 7. The new look, the new style. Eventually, I will have probably a new intro for this. Then the one that you're seeing there, I'll modify it. As you can see, I've got the new logo that I'm very happy with. So versus the old, you can definitely check that out. And even this layout and that sort of thing will change. We'll see what kind of video method of me kind of explaining and showing these things as we get closer and closer to things fulfilled in that. So first off, this is mostly about Enzo. And Enzo is going to be the template of where all of these like changes came from. So let's rewind the clock a little bit. Let's go right here and show you. Yeah, this was the old Enzo right here. Um, Swords were much different. This was a sketch. He looked a lot. He was much older at first, and had that sharp hair kind of thing, but I still wasn't quite happy with that. So we went with something like this. I'm going to delete this one. Or not delete her, you know what I mean. And you see here, and yeah, I'm going to cover that up so you can kind of see it there. Younger, much more of the style that I'm looking for because I want more of a anime manga feel. Definitely influenced by that. The swords were definitely different than the ones you saw before, and then we started experimenting with the color. As you can tell, there's a different expression there. Yeah, scoot that up there so you can kind of see where we're going there. So I had at one point, he had like blue hair, red hair you see there, different colored coats and stuff like that. I still kind of like this art style, but it still was just not right. And also too, we were thinking, if you saw the other one, I was having issues with my one of my artists on design and things like that. And I don't know if you know the expensive many other creators are out there. If you're doing it yourself, it's fine, doing things in color versus like manga. And at one point I was going to have this all manga. It was going to be black and white 100%. But now let's show you, and I'll actually shrink this down to like this, about like that. All right. The new Enzo. Right here. And there he is. That's the new Enzo. Yeah. So we decided to go away from this really sharp edged hair. I mean, definitely Dragon Ball has it. You know what I mean? As well as Naruto. You could even say like even other anime and manga, something like even My Hero Academia with Bakugo's hair being that sharply defined and Kirishima, has got that. So I decided to go with something much more smoother or whatever. And I decided to kind of make these a little bit kind of like his signature thing with the hairstyle, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't always have to be 4, but at least like 3 right there, and then a swoop over like 2 here and then 1 there. Almost like how complicated Goku's hair is, right? You got one coming over, another side being straight, then a little part where it's like three different. I mean, his hair is a nightmare to draw, man. I mean, it looks like stabilizers and wings from a rocket ship or a plane, you know what I mean? Stabilizers and all that kind of crazy stuff. But no, this fits with his carefree nature in a way and his inquisitive nature in a way. But yeah, there's the armor, change that up, and I just love this look. I mean, I couldn't be happier. It's got the purple buttons there. The purple actually means something, which I will explain later. But yeah, I was really, really happy, or I am really happy with this design. And moving forward, everything's going to be in color like this, you know. And let me tell you the reason why. Because I changed his swords too. So let's bring those up. There we go. So there's the weapons, the new ones, and I love and there's the purple, and like I said, I will explain that in a future video. But anyway, those are his new swords. I love the way it looks, and it has this very, like I said, manga, anime, even cell shaded kind of feel. Nothing's overly, you know what I mean, super like over designed. That's the best word I can use. You know what I mean? Like the swords are not overly complicated and intricate and everything. It's got all this stuff. Like there's some there, and there are going to be some that are simple and some that may actually be kind of complicated. But I think this is like a middle ground. So it's not driving us crazy. And let's see that all together, like him with his swords. So, and there he is. That is the new Enzo. That is the new Enzo. And I love it. Where he is holding the weapons. And yeah, yeah, I couldn't be happier. So, one reason why we decided to go all color too was that we wanted the colors to mean something, that certain colors kind of identify with certain heroes, certain villains, certain creatures, certain magical, mystical, or weird objects, powers, and stuff like that. So I wanted that to visually kind of project itself and kind of be iconic as far as your memory, you know what I mean? And that would just was really hard to kind of do as far as trying to have that as a manga and really kind of differentiate. So, you know, like I said, that purple means something. I will explain in the future. But anyway, let me show you because he's a prince. And I'm just going to shrink him down and bring in two more pictures here. Just move him over here. And might cover him up. I think I will when I do this. Yeah. So it's just because of the way we sketched it out. So anyway, this was a sketch of like this. The weapon that you see here is an odachi, um, which the kingdom that Prince Enzo from is a very Japanese like um, realm and kingdom. Uh, but anyway, yeah, this was a warrior with like some armor, and it's the Adachi. He was more like the way I see him on the battlefield, because this is a soldier, a particular type of soldier, a specialist, that sort of thing. That just is just like a berserker with that thing. It just slashes and destroys things in its path. And so let me show you the color version of that. And we changed some things, and we were able to get much more detail. I'm actually going to delete Enzo there and shrink this down now. Let's see. There we go. So there we go. We were able to do the face, and we did get some things that were intricate just a little bit. And I think it looks great. You know what I mean? I think it looks fantastic. Got the armor down on the feet there. You know what I mean? Just in case you try to, you know what I mean? Try to get the legs. It's got some protection there. I just love the art style of it. And yeah, so you can expect this kind of art style and color scheme from Klash Warlocke. So let me scale that down so you can. There you go, something like that. Um, that's primarily what this one. This is a really quick video, but I wanted to show that this new art style. And if you looked at the banner, that's the new look and style. On the YouTube page, you see the rest of the characters up there, and I will go through them and explain more one at a time. And then finally, I will be doing some videos where I will probably just kind of show you exactly what a warlock is, because Clash Warlock is just not a name that doesn't mean anything. It actually pertains to the lore of this world and this realm and all of that. So, yeah, there are different types of warlocks. There's all these powers, there's these characters. So, a lot to talk about, but also creating. And I do have a 9 to 5 and things like that. But I want to thank anybody who just has any kind of curiosity about this fantasy IP that I'm creating, completely out of my head and that sort of thing. So I will in the future talk about the power system and much more about the characters that you see, like I said in the banner. So stay tuned. More characters. There'll be hardly any, like I said, sketches. These are some of the sketches that we used before to like draw and kind of went just straight to color. So now we're going to go to color um, full time. And like I said, the reason for that is that it can convey all these different things that I'm trying to get across. And manga just doesn't quite work for me or for us the way we want to in telling the story and the lore of Clash Warlock. All right. Anyway, this is Ryasuke.